members, question number 267 has been asked by the Honourable Mente Nkuna to the Minister of Finance. The question is whether National Treasury promulgates a standardised rate per child for scholar transport costs and school feeding schemes. I've been informed that the Deputy Minister, the Honourable Sarupen, will be answering this question on behalf of the Minister. The Honourable Deputy Minister.
Thank you very much, Honourable House Chair. Honourable House Chair, the National Treasury plays no role in promulgating rates for scholar transport, nor for the National School Nutrition Programme. The Department of Basic Education is best placed to respond to this on the National School Nutrition Programme, and the National Department of Transport best placed to respond to this in regards to scholar transport. Thank you very much.
The first supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Mente Nkuna.
Thank you, House Chair. House Chair, this is a problem we're facing in South Africa, highest levels of incompetency, because a minister receives a question, sees that there are sister companies or rather departments that must assist him in providing an answer. He doesn't do it. He comes here to tell us that it's not his department. After how many days? That is not acceptable, and he must go and do his work. He must go and ask the sister departments to provide the answers that are asked from him, because he is the custodian of the budget of the state. Therefore, whatever rates that are determined by provinces are coming from Treasury. Number two, this is, I'm the one that asked the question, so my time is more than the others. Number two, House Chair, in the nutritious program, we pay less than R3. Deputy Minister and any other minister, but and pay more than that. Yet, as when you expect a service provider to buy your tank carpet to normally get R3. Number two, is scholar transport. We pay far less than R10. Ngayiphi ibhasi le izawumaintainwa ingabangi ingozi nge-R10. How do we expect service providers to give us buses and comfortable for our children if we pay such a ridiculous amount? Then number three, in South Africa, we pay more than R500 for feed prisoner a day. Yeah. What are our priorities in this country? What are the priorities? Are we prioritizing the life and future of our children, or are we prioritizing ukubhatala imali for ongowankulu abafida prisons and everywhere else? And then the minister must bring the answer in writing in 14 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mente. Honourable Deputy Minister, before you take the floor, Honourable Mente, may I advise that on the first issue, and I understand your sentiment, that that specific problem is also addressed through the review of the Rules Subcommittee, because as you indicate, the executive is given prior notice. So let's build something along the lines that they must then tap into the knowledge of their colleagues when answering. Honourable Deputy Minister, is there a response?
Yes, I just would like to address, the Honourable Member said that I'd take my kids to an expensive school. I don't have any children, so I'm not quite sure which school they're going to. But I'm aware that the Honourable Malema does, of course, have his children in a private school, and I'm sure they're privately transported as well. And I'm sure that the resources that he's diverted there, he can donate to the Treasury, and we'll put it into the National Scholar Transport Programme. Thank you.
The second supplementary question will be asked by the Honourable Mashwanganyane. Honourable Mahotwe.
Thank you, House Chair. House Chair, we are here to serve the people of this country. Let us not come here and be clownish, like this minister who's clownish. When a question is being asked and a statement is being made that you are taking your kids, they don't mean him. Is he the only minister here in this country? We are giving an example.
Thank you.
At your level, you should be knowing.
Thank you, Honourable Mahotwe.
If this is how the GNU is going to conduct itself, through clueless ministers like this one,
Honourable Mahotwe,
a very important portfolio of finance. Honestly, you're not going anywhere.
Thank you. Honourable Mahotwe, I think the difficulty came in right from the start when the Deputy Minister indicated that this is not part of his department's responsibilities. As I said, I understand your frustrations. He has responded. The Honourable Mashwanganyane. Honourable Nkalipo. Is that on the same matter?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we understand that in the DA, they have to apply for a position and they represent the jackets. But when the Honorable Mente referred to him, doesn't mean him as a
Okay.
person.
I think we got that explanation.
Written to you, we have written to you a letter stating of the quality answers that we are getting from these ministers
Yeah.
that are daily, are just
Thank
getting
you.
and drop. No, I'm not done. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
but you're repeating, unfortunately, the same point.
That. I'm not done. How do you know what is my next word? How do you
Is
know
there a
that?
point of order in terms of the rules?
Order on
Okay, let me hear it.
two. Why are you anticipating what I want to say? Are you now a mind reader? Are you now a mind reader?
Please get to your point of order.
That you forever want to abuse us once you sit on that
Please
throne.
get to your point of order. Honorable member.
He haven't answered the national chair. He have given this question. We have written to you on numerous times at that office of the speaker. Can we demand a proper answer from this guy as the custodian of national treasury?
Thank you, honorable member. I think I've already expressed my sentiment on it.
On a point
Firstly,
of
in
order,
terms of
Chair.
the rules, I'm still dealing with this point of order. I'll come to
I'm
you.
talking. I'm saying point of order. I'm talking. What's your problem? I'm talking.
No, that's not the case.
No, honorable Malema, you have not been recognized.
I'm saying point of order.
Honorable Malema, please mute your mic and raise your hand on the virtual platform. If you want to get my attention, I'm addressing the Honorable Mkalipi's point of order now,
I'm
and
saying
then
point of
thereafter,
order, Chair.
yeah, my apologies. Honorable member, I've already at the outset said, I understand the sentiment and the frustration that a member of the executive comes and say, I cannot give a substantive answer to this question because National Treasury is not responsible for that function. No, and I've already indicated that my advice would be that we should deal with that as part of the review of the rules. The difficulty comes in that you now expect of me to force the Deputy Minister to give a substantive answer in the circumstances where he's already indicated it's not Treasury's area of responsibility. In the circumstances, it would be unfair of me to expect him to give an answer which he clearly doesn't have. So that is the ruling. You're welcome to once again express your frustration in a letter to the Speaker. I think she's well aware of that frustration. And my plea once again is, if we want to force ministers, if a matter is strictly not within their portfolio to tap into the knowledge of their colleagues, let's build that into the rules. I've recognized the Honorable Michalakis, and then I'll come to the virtual platform if necessary.
We must be attended to as well. Yeah. What necessary? What do you mean? We're
Thank you,
all in
House Chair.
Parliament. Yeah.
House
Virtual
Chair.
or fiscal, we're all in Parliament.
House Chair, there are rules in the House for a very good reason, and that is to ensure that the House does not, in the end,
Chair,
lose
no,
all
no.
decorum.
We're not
Chair,
going to be
you are
harassed by
unfair.
this whites here.
There-
Honorable members.
That was before this one.
No, honorable
Because-
members, I recognize the Honorable Michalakis before the Honorable Malema unmuted, which is not in terms of the rules allowed.
House Chair. you are
Honorable member,
unfair.
please take your seat.
No, you are unfair.
I've already indicated that I will go to the Honorable Malema.
He was before him.
No, unfortunately, he was
before
not.
him.
He was not.
No.
Please take your seat so that we can proceed with the business of the day. Honorable Michalakis, you're on the floor.
Thank you, House Chairperson. House Chairperson, there are rules in the House for a very specific reason, and if members expect to be respected, they should show the very same respect. Now, the members have referred to the ministers and the deputy minister on the front bench of the DA as this guy. I've also heard several shut-ups. Apart from the fact that we should reciprocate the respect, it is also very important that if that is the manner in which the members are going to address other members, that their points of order and their points of debate are going to be taken with the exact same contempt as which they have shown to the front bench of this side. I would like to ask that you please rule on the comment made by the honourable member as referring to the DA minister as this guy. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, may we, as a general request, say, we all know that the rules say we must trust one another we must refer to one another in respectful terms. So in future, please use minister, deputy minister, Mr. whatever. That is as a general guidance. Thank you. Let me go to the virtual platform. Is there any hands raised there?
You can't say there is any hands raised there. You can't
Thank you,
see. Are you
Honorable
blind?
Malema.
You can't see there is a hand being raised there when you say, can I see if there is a hand raised there? You can't see. So I'm rising on a point of order here, Chair, that this guy must not speak about my children, must speak about me. If he wants to take me on, he must take me on. I went to a public school. I come from a family which has got nothing. I'm not like him from a privileged family. He must stop being a
Order,
coward.
honorable
and
members, let's
fighting.
listen to the Honorable
He
Malema.
must stop being a coward and fighting children. Don't talk about my children, talk about me. I can attend to you ideologically, theoretically, physically, and otherwise, including outside. I'm not responsible for your father giving birth to a brainless
Honorable
child.
Malema.
Stupid minister.
Thank you, Honorable Malema. Unfortunately, I don't think that's necessarily a point of order. I understand the sentiment, and once again, members, and this is again a comment in respect of
I'm
question
saying
and
that
answer
boy must
sessions.
not talk about my children. That boy must not talk about my children.
Thank you, Honorable Malema.
He must never go to my children. My children are a no-go
Yeah.
area for racists like you and those racists of the DA. I'm not scared of all of you.
Thank
Do
you,
not go to
Honorable
my children.
Malema.
And
I've
tell
now-
that boy
I've
never
now
to
heard
speak about
you.
my children.
Okay, honorable members. Honorable members. The plea once again is to the members of the executive, try and give us substantive answers. It's quite clear that the moment we can't get substantive answers, temperatures rise. B, let's also in our follow-up questions, not refer to where, for example, the children or possible children of members of the executive go to school, because it's quite clear from there, we go to a position where the Honorable Malema takes a front. So let's proceed with the business of the day, and that's the request to both the members of the executive and the members posing the questions. Let's deal with the substance of the matter. Honorable members, that's how I now dealt with this. We can't take, we're now eating into the time of other members of the executive responding. May I plead with you that we proceed on this basis? Thank you.
House Chair, we need your undertaking that the written reply from the minister will reach us within 48 hours.
Yeah, but well, the difficulty is I can't compel a minister who's already indicated that it's not his responsibility. What we will do is engage with the leader of government business to get to place that specific question on the written platform, for written questions, and ask for a response from the responsible minister. I think that's the best I can do in the circumstances. Thank you. I've recognized the Honorable Mashwanyane. Is there a follow-up?
Thank you, Chair. My follow-up question was based on the main question. But there's something I want to raise. The Constitution, Section 92, subsection 1, 2, 3, stipulate that members of cabinet are accountable collectively and individually to Parliament for the exercise of their powers and performance of their functions. So it's not on that the minister says, I'm not responsible for this. We derive the rules of Parliament. The rules of Parliament are derived from Section 92 of the Constitution. So when you go to the meeting that you're talking about of the rules, you must consider this, because I'm not satisfied in the manner that the Deputy Minister responded to the question.
Thank you. Yeah, that's not really a question. Let me just say this, and you actually agree with my sentiment about the review of the rules. It is unfortunate, of course, also so that we cluster departments, and then the idea is to ask ministers and deputy ministers specifically about their areas of responsibility. But once again, I take the point. Honorable Deputy Minister, I don't know whether you want to respond. There was no real question. Honorable Deputy Minister, did you wish to respond?
No.
Now, there was a
House Chair.
question asked, unless there's a point of order for a breach of parliamentary rules. What is that point, Honorable Mote? Honorable Manye, I'll come to you.
No, thank you, House Chair. House Chair, when he attempted to answer the first time, we couldn't hear because there was a lot of noise in the house. So now that the issue has been brought to your attention that he specifically spoke about Honorable Malema's children, I think the honors are on you to ask him if he did. And if indeed he did, he must withdraw.
Yeah,
I think that's the right thing to do. We didn't hear.
Honorable.
Otherwise, we would have called order ourselves. But it's been brought now to your attention, House Chair, that he spoke about the honorable member's children. It's unparliamentary. Now, the honors are on you. Please, House Chair, ask him if indeed he did that. And if he did, he must withdraw. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Member. I've already asked that we proceed after giving a general guidance on the matter. I mean, I can understand the sentiment that we're not to hear make remarks about one another's children, whether that impacts on the integrity and casts aspersions on a specific member. I've not heard that argument being made. So in that sense, unfortunately, in terms of the rules, I can't deal. Honorable Deputy Minister, do you want to offer an explanation?
House Chair, if I may, if I have in any way offended any member of the EFF, I withdraw anything that would have offended them. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Manye. Order.
Order.
Order, honorable members. Let's listen to the Honorable Manye.
Thank you, Chair. Two things. One, first, let's request the IT people to do something with the sound. Honorable Malema was making very valuable input, but half of what he was saying, he was like speaking from very far, and we know that he's got a very powerful voice, so it must be the IT here. So
Thank
can the IT look into their things, number one. Number two, Honorable Chair, clearly the expectation that ministers need to rise up to here is to respond to questions. Now, if we don't have the person with the right knowledge, I think the request for 48 hours, in fact, I thought it's 24 hours, but I think the honorable member here from the EFF is being reasonable. He says 48 hours, something that would have happened today. And therefore, it's not unreasonable for the person that hasn't got the answer to tonight phone the right person and get the answer and respond within 48 hours. That's not unreasonable. Therefore, we need your commitment. Otherwise, it means the parliament is collaborating with the incompetence that we are subjected to here.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Manye. On the first point, yes, let's ask IT to deal with it. On the second point, as the Chief Whip of the official opposition, I would assume you are now also part of that subcommittee for the rules review. So unfortunately, I don't have inherent powers in this chair. I can only do what the rules allow me. So please work in that subcommittee so that when a situation like this arises, if you want an answer from whoever within even a shorter period than 48 hours, that we work to that. Honorable Deputy Chief Whip of the ANC.
Thank you, Honorable House Chairperson. I want to make a proposal for the sake of progress in this meeting. If the Deputy Minister is unable to respond to the question, or any minister is unable to respond to the question can stand over so that the minister can respond to the question, like we did with this one, with this question that will be added to the question session. I think this will assist us to move forward.
I think that's a sensible proposal, apart from the fact that the Deputy Minister has indicated that ultimately it's not a question to be asked to the Minister of Finance. So I think what we must agree is that we will identify the correct minister and then add it to the next question session. Yes, Honourable Member.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. Honorable House Chair, though the question will stand over, but we can't forever let questions be standing over. These are questions from our constituencies. So the minister, number one, must get a reprimand because they will think this is normal. This is right for their behavior to act like this. We have write letters and there seems no political will from the government of national unity to fix these ministers that are just law unto themselves. So the only way how we can prove to South Africans that this parliament have some level of teeth and accountability and hold ministers to account is that this minister must get a reprimand and he must apologize to the public out there.
Yeah.
Kids are dying on the roads. Kids doesn't have scholar transport. Kids doesn't have food to eat in schools.
Yeah.
For him to just come and bluntly below the belt want to bring in the president of the EFF's kids.
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
below the
let's
belt.
not
That's how
relitigate that
EFF,
now.
The DA is
Yeah, he has now apologized if he offended. Thank you,
to be reprimanded.
honorable member. I think
Actual.
the deputy chief whip of the ANC has made a sensible proposal for us to take this forward. Once again, if the subcommittee wishes to give chairs the authority to reprimand ministers if they don't lean on the shoulders or go and tap into the knowledge of their counterparts, build that into the rules. I have the hand of the Honorable Montana on the floor and Honorable Ndlozi on the virtual platform. Honorable Montana, I know you have the right for the next follow-up question. My apologies, but is there a point of order?
No, Chair, I think that I wanted to deal with the question, but I wanted to, on a lighter note, the House to mandate me to speak to the Deputy Minister on the beauty of being a father. Can we take such a resolution?
No, honorable member, let's try and stay relevant.
No, I think it's important for the country, Chair.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You may not have a child,
Yeah,
but you are a father, and I think it's
It's a-
important, Chair.
yeah, thank you.
Am I
Honorable-
mandated, Chair? Is the House mandating me on that, Chair?
Honorable Montana, no, you're not assisting. Please take your seat. Honorable Ndlozi on the virtual platform.
Thanks, House Chair. Chairperson,
Order, honorable members. There was a complaint that we can't hear the people on the members on the virtual platform. Let's give them their opportunity.
can I proceed, Chair?
Yes, honorable Ndlozi.
No, two things are important here, House Chairperson, and I would request that you must read the question for yourself. There are serious grounds that the refusal to answer doesn't have grounds. But there's also the question office in Parliament. It couldn't have processed a question to a wrong minister. And even if you changed the rules, whatever the case might be, there's the 7th Parliament administration will have to also be questioned in, could it have really posed a wrong or sent a wrong question to a wrong minister? I think we might have to have an accountability in that regard. But finally, House Chair, I agree, let the question stand over. The Minister of Finance can answer this question. It's clear. It can be answered by the Minister of Finance. The grounds that it does not belong in their ambit is incorrect. And I would say that pay attention to specifically the last sentence of that question. Thanks.
Thank you. Please just assist by now muting those on the virtual platform. Honorable Ndlozi, the difficulty I'm having, and I'm not obviously in a position to also prescribe to members how to phrase their questions, but the original question simply asked whether National Treasury promulgates. And then the minister said, no, we don't. It's not our responsibility. We've now agreed that you can work with the questions office to redraft it and then ask it to the ministry whose responsibility it is. So in that regard, I think we are now done with this matter. Honorable Mahotwe, we must continue. There's other important questions on the order paper. Is there one final input?
This one is also very important, Chair. House Chair, because the minister did not prepare the answer for this question, 1. 2, he did not read the Constitution as Dr. Maswanganye read it for him there. As a sign of apology to the people of South Africa, can we ask the minister to donate his salary, 1 month salary?
Yeah.
Filed-
Honorable Mahotwe. No, you're now on the point of,
Chair, as a sign of a minister that says,
yeah.
I sincerely apologize.
Honorable Mahotwe.
It's not enough. We're
Thank
asking
you.
for
Please
1
now
month.
take your seat. And we're now done with this question. Let me just remind members that Rule 134(5)(b) makes it very clear that when we place questions on the order paper, they must relate to the matters for which cabinet members are officially responsible. as I've indicated, if you want to place the additional burdens on ministers, who, if you ask a question which is not strictly within their responsibility, let's change the rules. Honorable members, we move on.
Chairperson, I have my hand up.
Honorable Ndlozi, is there a new matter?
It's not a new matter, Chair. I'm differing with your interpretation of the question. I'm saying to you, read the last sentence of the question. It says, if so, what? If not, what is the position in this case? If so, what is the standard of rate or amount in each case? So if it's not National Treasury that promulgates, what is National Treasury's case? What is National Treasury's view? Because
Honorable
this
Ndlozi,
money.
I understand your
Yeah,
input.
so no, let me finish. Just your patience. You could have differed, number one, with the fact that the question is posed to a wrong minister. It is not, because the question asks for National Treasury's view of those rates. If it's not them that promulgates them, what is their view of those rates? A responsible treasury knows that in the end, it's responsible ultimately for the entire division of revenue. I'm saying that it's not possible for Parliament's question session to have sent a question to a wrong minister. But the last sentence, 2 sentences tell you, if you're not the one that promulgates, can you tell us, what do you make of those rates as National Treasury? Are they enough? Are they properly handled? Give a view of people who are busy with state forfeits.
Okay.
That's simple.
Thank
He's
you.
wrong not to have answered. He's wrong to have dismissed it. He's wrong to have said it does not belong in his ambit.
Thank you, Honorable.
It can't be
Honorable
an
Ndlozi,
answer.
Thank you, and we get the sentiment. We've already agreed that this question will stand over, that it will be, if necessary, redrafted and directed to the correct minister. Honorable members, I think we must now move on. There's other questions we want to be dealt with. Honorable Manye is at a new point.
Chairperson, I think the whole objective here is to serve the people of South Africa. As we do, and we try as much as we can to respect the rules. There's too much noise here. We try to respect the rules. Now, if, for instance, the point that Honorable Ndlozi is raising here is a very, very important point, that the response that we are processing is a response based on a wrong understanding of the issue. Now that the issue has been properly framed, that actually in the first instance, this is a financial question in the first instance, and it's actually quite absurd that National Treasury has got no response on a financial question. To promulgate rates is a financial issue. That's the one thing. But the other thing that Honorable Rose is raising is that not only is it a financial issue to promulgate rates, the question here is, whoever would have promulgated the rates, what is the view of National Treasury if they feel that is not there? But therefore, the issue of standing over of the question was based on a wrong premise. This is the issue. So we're asking that now that we've got the right premise, can the minister be given another opportunity to give a crack at this question? Thank you.
Honorable Manye, no, we've already agreed that we will move on. Honorable Skosana, is that on a new point?
No, Chair, I was saying you have made the ruling on this matter.
Yeah.
So can we please move?
Thank you.
Members who are not satisfied, they've got the right to escalate the matter to the Rules Committee, please.
Thank you.